Hey guys, welcome back to Theme Park Fantasy. Today we're going to be going over why you should go to the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Alright, the festival's been kind of a staple for Epcot for the last few years now, and in my opinion, it is one of the primary reasons to go to Epcot, and it is one of the primary reasons you should come to Disney World in the fall. The whole park just gets this really unique feeling when it becomes time for the International Food and Wine Festival. All these carts get added, you get to experience all this new variety of food and drinks. There's even new special activities that pop up in the park. It's this whole big event that's totally worth having, and we're going to explain that to you here and now so that you know exactly what you need to know and why it's worth coming for this. Alright, starting off with the food. It is a food and wine festival. We're going to start with the food. There's so much diverse food here that you get to try. I think that it is just staggering. Epcot is always known for its food because of the sheer amount of restaurants that it has located around World Showcase. This basically doubles that. I mean, you have food courts for each of the individual pavilions in the park, and then you also get specialty pavilions for places that aren't located in the park. I mean, so you end up with Spain in between Germany and Italy. It's something that doesn't exist normally in the park, but the food there is great. And the food at these carts is just fantastic. I mean, in Japan, there's always something good. Last year, they had a sushi donut for food and wine, and then the year before that, they had a specialty pastry that was like a fish with red bean paste in it that I really liked. It's always unique food every year. Cheese soup in Canada is a standard. You can almost always find cheese soup at the Canadian cart during food and wine. That is always something you're going to want to stop and have because that is just such a fantastic dish. Another one is when you go over to China. China has these really great bao buns. Usually they're pork or chicken based, but that's another item that we just never thought we'd try, and then one year we tried it. Absolutely loved it. So the diversity here for food is just staggering. And the pavilions that they get in there, I mean, you have Trinidad one usually, one for the Caribbean, one for Thailand, one for Spain, like I said. These foods are so diverse, and it just adds so much to the park. There's also usually a section just before World Showcase that has a couple dozen carts. They also usually have an experimental station cart there. There's usually a dessert cart, a chocolate cart there. And usually that's also where you'll find the vegan or vegetarian cart if you're looking for that, for the Beyond Meat and stuff. They usually have that there. Not that there's aren't those options throughout the rest of World Showcase as well, but there's a cart specifically for that there usually. Moving on from food, we're gonna go, to drinks. Drinks are also some of the most diverse here when it comes to the Food and Wine Festival, and it goes just beyond wine. First time I ever tried sake was from the Japan Pavilion. Sorry, was from the Japan Pavilion, and it was amazing. They mixed it with blue curacao, and it was one of the best drinks I've ever had in Walt Disney World. And it was just fantastic. I've never had that before, and they've actually never had it back since, which is kind of unfortunate. And then if you went over to Italy, usually in Italy they have a limoncello margarita. It's a fantastic thing that you can't normally get there. There's all these diverse drinks here, and things that you would never think to try that you can get to try. I will put a small disclaimer on this. The drinks are not cheap, and they're not full-sized. Some are better than others. Japan was not that bad a price for the amount that we got, but say the blackberry margarita that they had one year in Mexico, that was heavily overpriced. Because of that, I would recommend that you watch the pricing on these and try and figure out which ones are going to be best for you and your party. Moving on from that, there's usually special events in, International Food and Wine. It's a celebration of these things, and because of that, Disney puts on even more extra events. Some of these cost extra, some of these don't. There's the Eat to the Beat concert series. That's where they bring in bands to play at the pavilion in the stage in the America Pavilion, and that's free. You get to listen to the music as you go by. Then there are some that are cost extra. You'll have to pay there an extra ticketed event. That's cooking lessons, but that can be worth it. If you ever really wanted to learn how to cook really, really good food from a really talented chef, those cooking lessons might just be worth it for you and your husband or wife or significant other. These extra events aren't necessary, but they do add a lot of flavor to your trip and experience overall. The last thing that I'm going to talk about why you probably want to go here is if you are a Disney fan, you love Disney, you love to collect Disney stuff, the merchandise for Food and Wine is usually collectible in and of itself. They usually have characters that you don't normally find, and it's stuff that, you know, usually only pops up once a year. And once that year is gone, that collectible is gone. Common occurrence items that we see here: Orange Bird from, you know, over at the Magic Kingdom for the Dole Whip location. Orange Bird Terrace. That is a character that we see quite often on shirts for the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. Another one that's very popular is really Epcot's signature character, Figment. Figment is almost always on some kind of festival merchandise when it comes to one of the festivals, but Food and Wine in particular, there's at least one item with him on it because he is such a popular character for fans of Epcot. Beyond that, I mean, what more can I say? We have great food, great wine, with a great party. It's just a great time all around. If you want more information on this, please be sure to go over to our site at Theme Park Fantasy. We have multiple articles on the Food and Wine Festival, and we also try and keep that updated for yearly announcements and stuff. And if you want to consider planning a trip to Walt Disney World, please be sure to check out our Why You Should Stay on Site at Walt Disney World video, so that way you can get the best information you can about the benefits of staying at a Disney hotel. Anyway, please be sure to like and subscribe here at Theme Park Fantasy so you never miss a video from us. Have a great day.